And here to discuss now, Dana Lash, radio show host, NRA spokesperson, along with Paul Violas, the security brief host, and Violas Group International. Dana, this is, of course, a topic that is very near and dear to your heart. You've been pushing for this for a long time. Not only are Democrats criticizing it, but so are Republicans in the Senate saying it's going to make it harder to pass anything on background checks. What are your thoughts?
Well, Charles, and thank you for discussing this issue. I'm very excited that this passed through the House, and of course, this also has to get through the Senate. Unfortunately, there is a misinformation campaign that has been in full effect for the past few days that is misleading some very well-intentioned individuals, some of those who share the same side of the political ideological aisle with myself and millions of gun owners all across America, and they're being misled as a result of this. What this does is it actually reinstates our rights. I mean, our Second Amendment natural rights. My right to self-defense shouldn't end where the state boundary line ends. Some of the other things that I keep hearing about this particular bill, the Fix-Nix bill, as well as the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act, Charles, on this, is that somehow this is going to create new restrictions of prohibited possessors, which it absolutely does not. In fact, the only individuals, Charles, that are going to be included on this are those who are already convicted and who are prohibited possessors under current law. So this is a good thing, and I just hate to see fake news attempt to derail a really good chance that we've been working on for 30 years to get our rights reinstated.
Well, just moments ago, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi even slamming this Republican bill in a statement that read in part, Republicans are inviting violent criminals, domestic abusers, convicted stalkers, and those who have never undergone a background check or received any gun safety training the green light to carry their concealed weapons wherever they want. This extreme bill also overrides state and local laws that protect people in daycares, K-12 schools, shopping malls, movie theaters, parks, and other public places from concealed weapons. Paul, we know criminals always get weapons, which makes it would be laughable if it wasn't so disingenuous, I think, that statement.
I completely agree, Charles, and I agree with what Dana said. She's absolutely right with respect to the reciprocity bill. What I have a problem with is that this, by loading up the background bill, it allows the Democrats in the Senate to defeat this, and that's my concern. Both should have stayed on the road merits. My biggest issue that I have with respect to the backgrounds is we lack content validity in the manner in which we are conducting background checks right now. That's a fact. It's not debatable. Now, we should let that pass, and then once that's done, move forward with reciprocity. I really think that we've rolled the dice here, and the risk is far too great. When it gets to the Senate, it's highly questionable whether this is going to pass now.
What are your thoughts on, Dana, on Nancy Pelosi's statements? Pretty hard and some damning convictions of people who believe in Second Amendment rights.
Yes, it's awful what she said, and it's completely ignorant of law. I mean, right now we know 18 U.S.C. Section 922 already states that domestic abusers are considered prohibited possessors. So I would encourage her to read the law that she has been elected to uphold as well as administer in Washington, D.C., Charles. But to the effect on background checks, the background check system is only as good as the records submitted to it. And unfortunately, we've had far too many states, 38, that have submitted less than 80% of these criminal convictions into the system, which leaves millions of criminal convictions out there in the dark. That's how Sutherland Springs happened, and that's how a ton of other massacres took place, because people, Charles, who were supposed to be compliant and were not compliant, contributed to this. And it should not be the fault of the law-abiding American who are trying to get these elected officials to be compliant. They're the ones that have kind of dropped the ball here. So this Fix-Nix bill is looking at remedying that. And Charles, one more quick point, if I may. One of the other accusations that I've heard about the Fix-Nix bill and the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act is that somehow it's going to make it to where individuals cannot get their name after it has been erroneously included on this. False. And in fact, the truth on this is that this Fix-Nix bill actually gives the process. Individuals can get their names on it, off of it, and it gives government a deadline to where they have to remedy this. We did not have that before.
Dana, always appreciate your passion, and Paul, you as well. Thank you both very much.